Welcome to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of the Wild West, a land where law barely existed. Justice was delivered by bullets, and life was always a deadly gamble. In 1960, 7 legendary gunslingers answered the call, creating the timeless story, The Magnificent Seven, a symbol of courage and unbreakable brotherhood. But have you ever wondered what happened to the stars who brought these characters to life on screen? In today's video, let's explore both the glorious careers and the bittersweet setbacks of these Hollywood legends. If you're a fan of the movie, drop a 1 below. If you haven't seen it or aren't a fan, leave a 0. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss more exciting stories to come. Eli Wallach breathed unforgettable life into the character Calvera with undeniable authenticity on screen. Before entering the film world, Wallach honed his acting skills at the Dramatic Workshop under the guidance of Erwin Piscator, one of the most renowned teachers of the time. Beyond that, he was a founding member of the Actors Studio, where director Lee Strasberg helped him perfect his craft using method acting. There, Wallach studied alongside legends like Marlon Brando, Montgomery Clift, and Ann Jackson, his future wife. An interesting story is that Marilyn Monroe, then a newcomer at the Actors Studio, became a close friend of Wallach. She once insisted on watching him perform an entire play backstage out of curiosity and admiration for the techniques of veteran actors. Through the studio, Monroe also met Ann Jackson, and their friendship grew stronger over time. Monroe even helped take care of Wallach and Jackson's children. Wallach's film career began with a controversial role in Elia Kazan's Baby Doll, 1956. Despite the film's sensitive themes, Wallach never played a truly seductive character. Instead, his scenes focused on a building tension that remained unresolved. His final on-screen role was in the short film The Train 2015, where he portrayed a Holocaust survivor, conveying a profound message about how life can change in the blink of an eye. Additionally, from 1984 to 1997, Wallach lent his voice to Toyota pickup commercials, a lesser-known fact. He and Ann Jackson, his steadfast partner and close colleague, were together for 66 years until Wallach's passing in 2014. They had 3 children, Peter, Catherine, and Roberta. Sadly, a few years before his death, Wallach suffered a stroke that caused him to lose vision in one eye. Nevertheless, he passed away peacefully at the age of 98, leaving an immortal legacy in the hearts of his fans. Vin Tanner, Chris's close friend and right-hand man in The Magnificent Seven, is a character known for his sharpshooting skills and expert tracking ability. Steve McQueen, who portrayed Vin, began his acting journey in 1952 with support from the GI Bill after serving in the military. He honed his craft at the Neighborhood Playhouse under Sanford Meisner and at HB Studio with Utah Haugen. His first stage line was a brief Yiddish phrase meaning "everything is lost" in a play produced by Molly Picon. During this time, he was also mentored by actress Stella Adler and had the opportunity to meet actress Gia Scala. Steve McQueen explored a wide range of diverse roles throughout his career. In 1971, he starred in the racing film Le Mans, a role that demanded both physical endurance and mental toughness. The following year in 1972, McQueen played Junior Bonner, a seasoned rodeo rider in the film of the same name. He also reunited with director Sam Peckinpah in The Getaway, a memorable movie that featured his future wife, Ali MacGraw. In 1973, McQueen continued to showcase his exceptional acting skills by portraying a prisoner in Papillon, co-starring with Dustin Hoffman, leaving a lasting mark on his film career. Both of Steve McQueen's final films, Tom Horn, A Western Adventure, and The Hunter, a story about a modern-day hunter, were released in 1980 and were inspired by true events. Sadly, McQueen passed away that same year at the age of just 50 due to a heart attack following surgery in Mexico. To undergo the procedure to treat an abdominal tumor, he used a pseudonym to keep his identity private. According to the El Paso Times, Steve McQueen peacefully passed away in his sleep, leaving a lasting impact on his fans and the world of cinema. Bronson was one of the 7 gunslingers fighting for justice in the film The Magnificent Seven, 1960. After World War II, he worked various jobs until a theater group in Philadelphia hired him as a set designer. From there, he began exploring and stepping into the challenging path of acting. After many small roles, Bronson even shared an apartment with another promising young actor, Jack Lugman, who was also honing his craft at the Pasadena Playhouse. In 1960, Bronson landed his first lead role on television in ABC's Man with a Camera, playing Mike Kovac, a freelance photographer who tracks down criminals in New York. The show ran for 2 seasons and helped Bronson establish his name on the small screen. He continued to take leading roles in many other films, including When Hell Broke Loose in 1960. An interesting detail is that Bronson once played the outlaw Butch Cassidy in an episode of the series Tales of Wells Fargo in 1958. His final big-screen role was in Death Wish 5, The Face of Death, 1994. The film received poor reviews for recycling old elements, and Bronson seemed weary of the familiar role. However, he shifted to television, portraying the patriarch Paul Fine in a trilogy of films about a family working in law enforcement from 1995 to 1999. In his later years, Charles Bronson's health deteriorated significantly. After undergoing hip replacement surgery in 1998, he decided to retire to focus on his personal care. In 2003, Charles Bronson passed away at the age of 81. The official causes of death were determined to be respiratory failure, metastatic lung cancer, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and heart failure. Although there were reports that he had suffered from pneumonia and Alzheimer's disease, the chronic illnesses mentioned were the primary causes leading to his death. Charles Bronson's passing left a deep sense of sorrow among fans worldwide. After returning to Germany to star in the 1959 film Ship of the Dead, Buchholz headed to Hollywood and landed the role of a young gunslinger in The Magnificent Seven, 1960. This American Western is considered an outstanding remake of Akira Kurosawa's classic Japanese film Seven Samurai, 1954. In the U.S. version, Buchholz played the role originally portrayed by Toshiro Mifune in the original. Before gaining fame in Hollywood, Buchholz built his experience by dubbing foreign films and taking on uncredited minor roles in movies like Warum, 1951, and Adventure in Berlin, 1952. He then moved on to more prominent roles in films such as Marianne of My Youth, 1954, Sky Without Stars, 1955, and Rini, 1956. The Magnificent Seven gave Buchholz a major career boost, enabling him to appear in numerous Hollywood projects filmed at various locations. He starred in the romantic film Fanny, 1961, alongside Leslie Caron and Maurice Chevalier, as well as in Billy Wilder's comedy 123, 1961, with James Cagney. Although beloved by American audiences, Buchholz's career faced many setbacks due to scheduling conflicts, causing him to miss out on iconic roles, such as Tony in West Side Story 1961 and Sheriff Ali in Lawrence of Arabia 1962, both roles eventually given to Omar Sharif. In 1958, Harry Buchholz married French actress Miriam Bru. The couple had 2 children, a son named Christopher, who followed in his father's footsteps as an actor, and a daughter named Beatrice. Although their marriage lasted many years, Buchholz preferred life in Berlin, the city he cherished, while Miriam favored living in Paris. This difference in preferred residence created some challenges in their shared life. Sadly, Buchholz passed away suddenly in 2003 at the age of 69 due to complications from pneumonia following hip fracture surgery, leaving deep sorrow among his family and fans. Robert Vaughn, who played Lee, a psychologically complex veteran in The Magnificent Seven, was encouraged by his mother to pursue the arts from a young age. She once taught him the famous "to be or not to be" soliloquy from Shakespeare's Hamlet when he was only 5 years old. His mother's support also helped Vaughn land roles on Chicago-area radio shows early on, including the role of Billy in Jack Armstrong, the All-American Boy. Vaughn's television career began on November 23, 1955, with a role in an episode of the medical series Medic. He went on to appear in over 200 television episodes throughout his career, which spanned well into the mid-2000s. In 1956, Robert Vaughn made his first appearance in the classic Western series Gunsmoke and returned the following year to star alongside actress Barbara Eden. In 1974, Vaughn married actress Linda Staub, who had appeared with him in an episode of the series The Protectors in 1973. The couple adopted 2 children and settled in Ridgefield, Connecticut, building a happy family life together. Additionally, actress Joyce Jameson played an important role in Vaughn's life in the late 1960s when they co-starred in an episode of The Man from UNCLE. Over the years, there has been much speculation and curiosity surrounding the relationship between Vaughn and Joyce Jameson, adding an intriguing layer to their story for fans. There has been much speculation that Robert Vaughn is the biological father of British director Matthew Vaughn, but this has never been officially confirmed. Nevertheless, these rumors have attracted public and media attention for many years. Sadly, Robert Vaughn passed away at a care facility in Danbury, Connecticut, in November 2016 after nearly a year of bravely battling leukemia. He died just 11 days before his 84th birthday, leaving a deep sense of loss among fans and colleagues. James Coburn was famous for his expert knife-throwing skills when playing Britt in the classic film The Magnificent Seven. His acting career began in 1953 with the television program 4-Star Playhouse. There's a humorous story about Coburn when he appeared in a razor commercial shaving cleanly, with stubble regrowing within 11 days, setting a record time. He also joked that he had the most teeth among all the commercial candidates. Coburn's first film role was in the Western Ride Lonesome, 1959, starring alongside Pernell Roberts. He then continued to showcase his talent in the film Face of a Fugitive. These roles helped him build a solid foundation for his later film career. With his versatile ability to transform, Coburn quickly became a prominent star in the Western and action film genres. In 1962, James Coburn made a strong impression with his role in the war film Hell Is for Heroes, co-starring with star Steve McQueen. This collaboration was further strengthened in the classic film The Great Escape, 1963, directed masterfully by John Sturges. That same year, Coburn also tried his hand at voice acting for the film Kings of the Sun. His versatile acting skills were clearly showcased when he played the villain in Charade, 1963, starring alongside legends Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn. Not stopping there, Coburn shifted to comedy with the role of a naval officer in the Americanization of Emily, stepping in for James Garner, and leaving a unique mark on his career. This role helped James Coburn secure a 7-year contract with the prestigious 20th Century Fox, marking a major turning point in his career. In his personal life, Coburn was married twice. His first marriage to Beverly Kelly began in 1959 and lasted for 20 years, during which they had 2 children. In 1993, he married actress Paula Murad. The couple together founded the James and Paula Coburn Foundation, contributing to many meaningful causes. Sadly, James Coburn passed away from a heart attack in 2002 at the age of 74. Less than 2 years later, his wife Paula also died from cancer in 2004, leaving behind much sorrow. Have you ever watched a movie featuring James Coburn? If yes, drop a number 2. If not, comment number 5. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to support us in bringing you more exciting content. Brad Dexter, born Barry Mitchell, began his acting career after serving in World War II with a role in the Western film El Dorado, 1946, starring Roy Rogers. He also used this name in the film Sinbad the Sailor, 1947. In 1949, Dexter appeared on the Broadway stage in the play Magnolia Alley. In 1950, he changed his stage name to Brad Dexter and started taking on villainous roles, beginning with a detective in the Asphalt Jungle. He continued to build his career with films like 14 Hours, 1951. A major breakthrough came when Dexter played a villain in the Las Vegas Story 1951 alongside Victor Mature and Jane Russell. RKO was very pleased with his performance and signed him to a long-term contract, leading to another villain role in Macau 1952, again starring Jane Russell. In 1963, Dexter played California Supreme Court Justice David S. Terry in an episode of the series Death Valley Days, depicting the confrontation between Terry and the anti-slavery Senator David C. Broderick, who died in a duel with Terry in 1859. Another touching story occurred in 1964, when Dexter saved singer Frank Sinatra from drowning in Hawaii during the filming of None But the Brave, 1965. To show his gratitude, Sinatra appointed Dexter as vice president of Sinatra Enterprises. Dexter's love life was also full of ups and downs. He was briefly married to singer Peggy Lee in 1953. In 1971, he married Mary Banovich, who remained his devoted wife until her death in 1994. That same year, Dexter married June Deere, who was his final life partner until his passing. Brad Dexter died in 2002 from emphysema at the age of 85. Natividad Vazio was a Mexican-American actor who began his career in 1950 with an episode of The Lone Ranger. He is best known for playing Miguel, a villager, in the classic Western film The Magnificent Seven, 1960. Vazio showed his versatility through various roles, including a key part in the film noir The Hitchhiker, 1953, and as Gardner Frank Smith in the sitcom Father Knows Best. In 1988, he played Onofre, a one-armed man, in the Morganfield War, directed by Robert Redford. Off-screen, he was a close friend of George Reeves' star of Adventures of Superman. They met at Pasadena Junior College and often sang Mexican songs together. Vacio's character was later portrayed by actor Diego Fuentes in the film Hollywoodland. Vladimir Suf began his artistic career as an actor and assistant director at the Moscow Art Theater. He later moved to the K Theater. In the early 1920s, he toured Germany with a theater troupe and met the renowned director Max Reinhardt, who persuaded Suf to stay in Berlin. There, he thrived on stage and started acting in films in Germany and Austria, such as The Love of Jeanne, 1927, and Ship of Lost Souls, 1929. However, the rise of fascism forced Suf, who was of Jewish descent, to leave Europe. He settled in Paris in 1932 and continued performing both on stage and screen. In 1937, he emigrated to the United States, despite his limited English. Nevertheless, his talent was quickly recognized when he landed the lead role in Danton's Death, directed by Orson Welles. Also, in 1937, Vladimir Suf made a significant mark in his career by portraying the famous artist Paul Cézanne in the film The Life of Émile Zola. From 1937 to 1950, he continuously shined on the Broadway stage with a variety of diverse and rich roles. Suf also stood out on the big screen by embodying more than 35 different nationalities, ranging from Filipino, French, Greek, Arab, Romanian to Chinese, demonstrating his incredible versatility and flexibility in acting. His final works, such as Escape from Zarain and Taras Bulba, were released posthumously, leaving a profound impression on his fans. Vladimir Suf, a multi-talented actor with a career spanning several decades, passed away from a stroke in Hollywood, California in 1962. Pepe Hearn was born in 1927 in New Jersey to a family of Spanish immigrants from the Canary Islands. He began his acting career at the age of 21 with a role in Bodyguard 1948 and worked steadily for nearly 40 years. Director William A. Sider gave Hearn two significant roles in the 1950s, Borderline 1950 and Make Haste to Live 1954. Although his role as Tomas in The Magnificent Seven might have been one of his final film appearances, Pepe Hearn found more consistent work on television, appearing in numerous series such as The Rifleman, The Fugitive, I Spy, The High Chaparral Bonanza, The Streets of San Francisco, Lou Grant, The Bionic Woman, and even Charlie's Angels. His television career extended into the 1980s with roles in Murder, She Wrote and Hill Street Blues. Pepe Hearn passed away in 2009 in Los Angeles, California. Robert J. Wilk, with his imposing stature, successfully portrayed villains and powerful characters on screen. His career began in the 1930s as a stuntman before quickly transitioning to acting. One of his notable roles was as one of the three men waiting at the train station in High Noon 1952, alongside Lee Van Cleef and Sheb Wooley. He didn't just star in westerns, but also appeared in famous films like From Here to Eternity 1953 and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea 1954. In From Here to Eternity, his character triggers a crucial plot point. In 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, he played the Nautilus's second officer who warns Captain Nemo about the danger of a giant squid and displays loyalty during Nemo's final moments. Robert J. Wilk was best known for playing villains in many popular series, such as U.S. Marshal Peter Gunn, Tarzan Bourbon Street Beat 77 Sunset Strip, and The Untouchables. On the small screen, he made a strong impression as a villain in Adventures of Superman, where he trapped the main character in a dangerous, steam-filled room. Additionally, Wilkie explored comedy with diverse roles, such as a deputy sheriff or a golf coach, in shows like Perry Mason, My Three Sons, and The Lucy Show. His final role was in the famous Comedy Stripes in 1981. Robert J. Wilk passed away in Los Angeles in 1989 due to cancer, leaving a lasting impact on audiences with his varied and memorable performances. Whit Bissell played Chamley the Undertaker in The Magnificent Seven 1960, but his talents extended far beyond the silver screen. He served in the United States Air Force and performed in the Broadway play Winged Victory. His film career began in 1943 with Holy Matrimony and spanned hundreds of roles. Bissell specialized in roles in low-budget science fiction and horror films, such as The Mad Scientist in I Was a Teenage Werewolf 1957 and Professor Frankenstein in its sequel released the same year. In 1960, he appeared in George Pal's The Time Machine as Walter Kemp, a friend of the time traveler. He even reprised this role in the 1978 television adaptation and in the documentary Time Machine: The Journey, back 1993, marking his final performance. Whit Bissell was beloved by audiences not only for his outstanding acting skills, but also for his friendliness and approachability with fans. In 1975, he attended the Tell Fantasy Con in New York and spent time signing autographs free of charge for his fans. Throughout his illustrious career, he received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Academy in 1994 and held several important leadership positions within the Screen Actors Guild and the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. In his personal life, Whit Bissell was married 3 times and had 4 children: Kathy Martin, Victoria Brown, Amanda Whitley, and his stepson Brian Forster, who played Chris Partridge in the popular series The Partridge Family. Whit Bissell passed away in 1996 from Parkinson's disease at the age of 86, leaving a cherished legacy in the film industry and among his fans. Bing Russell played Rudy, the owner of a record store, and the band's manager in the TV series The Monkees. However, the manager character was cut when the series officially aired, and Russell's scenes did not appear in the final version. Notably, footage from the original pilot featuring Russell was still occasionally rebroadcast many years later. Additionally, Bing Russell portrayed Vernon Presley, Elvis Presley's father, in the 1979 television film Elvis, with his son Kurt Russell playing Elvis. This was not the first time father and son worked together on set. When Kurt was a child actor, he had met the real Elvis Presley while working on a film at the World's Fair. Bing recalled that Elvis was a big fan and even asked to meet him. Bing Russell was a passionate baseball enthusiast who organized annual open tryouts every June for his independent baseball team, attracting both professional and amateur players. His team and story were vividly documented in the acclaimed 2014 documentary, The Battered Bastards of Baseball. In his personal life, Bing Russell met his wife, Louise Lulu Cron, in 1945 while working at a restaurant in New Hampshire. They married in 1946 and had 4 children together, including the famous actor Kurt Russell. Despite a life full of passion and meaning, Bing Russell passed away in 2003 due to complications from cancer, leaving behind deep sorrow among his family and fans. Val Avery, who played Henry the Salesman in the film, was of Armenian descent. His parents, Make and Arag der Abrahamian, emigrated to the United States following the Armenian Genocide. Avery's passion for acting began through plays organized by the Armenian Youth Federation. After serving in World War II, he studied at the Bessie Vick School of Drama in Philadelphia. Val Avery often portrayed tough working-class men, ranging from police officers and mobsters to bartenders and laborers. He appeared in many famous TV series such as The Twilight Zone Columbo, The Untouchables, The Fugitive Gunsmoke, and more. His first film role was an uncredited minor part in The Harder They Fall 1956, the final film of Humphrey Bogart. Val Avery was a familiar actor who collaborated with renowned director John Cassavetes in 5 films, most notably Faces 1968 and The Killing of a Chinese Bookie 1976. In addition to his film career, he also made his mark on stage with the revival of The Front Page on Broadway from 1969 to 1970. His personal life was equally meaningful, married to actress Margot Stevenson, who accompanied him throughout his life. They had a daughter, Margot Avery, who followed in their footsteps as an actress, continuing the family's artistic tradition. Val Avery passed away peacefully at his home in Greenwich Village, New York, leaving a lasting impression on audiences and colleagues alike. He died at the age of 85 with a full career and a fulfilling life, admired and respected by many. Valentine DeVargas was an American actor who began his career while still a student at Loyola Marymount University. He gained attention for his role in Blackboard Jungle 1955 and had a major breakthrough with the film Touch of Evil 1958, where he met his first wife, actress Arlene McQuaid. In the 1960s, he appeared in several popular TV series such as Bonanza Daniel Boone, The Wild Wild West, and Mission Impossible. He also starred in Hatari 1962, directed by Howard Hawks. Later, he stepped away from the film industry and ran a real estate company in Santa Fe, New Mexico. DeVargas passed away in 2013 at the age of 78 due to a bone marrow disorder. His funeral was held at the Santa Fe National Cemetery. He was the nephew of actor Don Alvarado. John A. Alonzo began his career at WFAA-TV in Dallas, working behind the scenes in various roles. His big break came when he participated in The Magnificent Seven and became part of a comedy duo featuring the puppet character the sassy Señor Turtle. He appeared in several popular television programs, and after a brief collaboration with cinematographer James Wong Howe, he transitioned into cinematography. Alonzo went on to shoot numerous documentaries for National Geographic and David L. Wolper. He became one of Hollywood's top directors of photography, known for his minimalist, efficient cinematographic style and deep understanding of actors. He was also a pioneer in digital HD filmmaking with the project World War II, When Lions Roared, 1993-1994. Alonzo passed away in 2001 and was honored in the documentary The Man Who Shot Chinatown 2007. His most notable student is John Toll, a two-time Academy Award winner. Yul Brynner as Chris Larrabee Adams is one of the most memorable characters from The Magnificent Seven, 1960. The character Chris embodies the classic Western hero archetype with unwavering traits of independence, strength, loyalty, and integrity. Alongside these qualities, Chris also represents an important distinction between legal rules and ethical principles, a concept explored by British jurist Lord Moulton in 1924, who differentiated between the realms of law and morality. Brynner's acting career began in 1941 with a role in Shakespeare's Twelfth Night on the Broadway stage. Fortunately, his lines were few because his English was still developing, and he spoke with a strong Russian accent. However, this role helped him add English to his collection of languages, which already included Russian, French, Japanese, and Hungarian. The play, along with many other Broadway productions, closed after the attack on Pearl Harbor when the United States entered World War II. Brynner went to Italy to film Adios Sabata, 1970, a spaghetti western, and acted alongside Kirk Douglas in The Light at the Edge of the World, 1971. He continued to take leading roles in films such as Romance of a Horse Thief, 1971, and Catlow, 1971, followed by Nightlight from Moscow, 1973, which was filmed in Europe. Brynner created an iconic character in the science fiction film Westworld 1973, playing the gunslinger, a deadly robot. His subsequent films, including The Ultimate Warrior 1975 and Future World 1976, continued that success. Returning to Broadway in the musical Home Sweet Homer, Brynner was unlucky as the show was considered a failure. The last film he appeared in was Death Rage 1976, an Italian action movie. In 1983, at the age of 62, Brynner married his fourth and final wife, Kathy Lee, born 1957, a 26-year-old dancer from Malaysia, whom he met during a production of The King and I. They stayed together until his death. Brynner's close friends Meredith Disney and his sons joined him and Lee during the final performances of the play. Brynner passed away from lung cancer on October 10, 1985, at the age of 65. And that's our journey back in time to reunite with the shining stars of the Magnificent Seven and the stories behind those legendary characters. These heroes are not only beloved on screen, but also embody strength, dedication, and loyalty through every role. From Yul Brynner to other iconic faces, they've gifted cinema with unforgettable moments. If you enjoyed these stories, please leave a like and share this video with your friends so we can explore even more inspiring tales together. Don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the notification bell so you won't miss upcoming videos where we'll dive deeper into legends and untold stories from the world of cinema. Thank you for joining us today. See you in the next video.